Trauma is something that we all face in our own unique ways. How we deal with it, who we become because of it, is such an integral part of being human that to say a life without pain seems kind of ridiculous. Is it even possible? Would you even come down if it was possible? So, when I talk about trauma as a spiritual opportunity, I don't say that lightly. This is not something I say because I don't acknowledge pain or because I'm willing to minimize people's experiences. I'm absolutely not. I've had some severely traumatizing things in my own life. What I mean by spiritual opportunity goes back to that life between lives that I talked about in episode 3. I have seen through my own meditations and my own channeled information and the other information that I've read about our home space, our true space, that one of the things that we do, one of the primary things we do before we incarnate, is we set up a lesson plan for ourselves. And that lesson plan is filled with opportunities for soul growth. And if you look at your life critically or logically, it's very easy to see that we grow the most when our lives are the most traumatic, by things that are the most difficult to handle, through the things that require us to find strength that we just didn't know we had. Those are the events that made us stand up in a new way, that gave us a new perspective on life, that woke us up to the spiritual journey, that helped us remove ourselves from toxic environments. There are things that made us shift the direction that we were going in because they were so awful to go through. So when I say setting up your lesson plan for life, I do mean setting up those traumas to give your soul an opportunity to learn something that you decided you wanted to learn in this lifetime. And trauma is never going to be easy. A mother coming in and losing her child is arguably one of the hardest things a person has to go through in life, to lose a child. When you look at that event as a spiritual opportunity for growth, and you look at the child's role in that journey, it reframes your opportunities to see it differently. But when you set up your life and these trauma exams, you are saying, I am giving my soul a gift. I'm giving myself a chance to learn something that can only be learned through this experience, this heartbreak, this abuse, this death. And while you're setting up this syllabus, this exam, you know that your soul has the strength and the tools that it needs to get through that traumatic event and to come out on the other side closer to the reflection that you want to be, a stronger person, a more kind person, more empathetic, more discerning, more open, awake. You know, when you're setting up these exams, that you are giving your soul the best chance possible to evolve. These are not small things that we do for ourselves. These are not small things that other souls have agreed to support. For example, the child who leaves life early. That's not an accident on their soul journey. They have agreed to come down and have that journey as well. They've agreed to come down and play that role to learn what they could for their soul in that lifetime, and then to give their parents' souls an opportunity to go through that loss and to come out the other side with something they wanted to learn. That child's soul is giving them a gift. The people that have hurt us the most in our lives agreed to come down and play those roles for us. It's not a small thing to agree to be a villain. If you look at it kind of in movie terms, this soul, when it sets up its entire syllabus and things to learn, it has free will. You can completely go right or left as many times as you want to, but we do set things up to give ourselves the most opportunities we can to learn what we want to learn. And part of that is bringing people into our lives that can help us learn those lessons. That means the good people, and that means the bad people. It means the people that you don't even remember 10 days later, they came and went so quickly. Or someone who had such a profound impact on you while you were riding a bus that you will remember them for the rest of your lives. This is an actor soul, a soul who's willing to come in and have that, play that role for you. If you look at soul opportunities that way and trauma opportunities that way, for me, it has helped me recognize that the soul that I felt hurt me, the person I felt hurt me, is a sovereign soul. They've agreed to come into this life. They have their journey that they're on, and they've agreed to play that role for me to give me a chance to learn something that I wanted to learn. It's not a punishment. I'm not going through this because I was a shitty soul in another life. I don't resonate with that. Can we make mistakes when we're down here? Absolutely. Can we hurt people? 100%. Humans are by far the most destructive creatures on this planet. But we don't punish ourselves. We love ourselves. We're unconditionally loving of ourselves when we plan a lifetime. When we say, I'm going to set up these trauma exams for you, it's not because you were such a bad person in the last life. It's because you need to learn something. We want to learn something. And so we set up these traumas to help us grow. And I can say this with 100% definitivity because it resonates with me, because I have looked at my own trauma and seen that it's not a punishment. It's not this person being mean to me and they were the bad guy and I was the good guy. That doesn't exist in souls. It was an opportunity for me to learn.